units into the state of New Jersey to deal with this, and we all know what that looked like in Minnesota. 2 people lost their lives. We know what that looked like in Seattle. We know what that looked like around the country. So she acted. I think the state police used their training. Unfortunately, their training was not appropriate for what was happening in this area at the time, and they kind of resembled what ICE was doing in the first place, right? And I think that helped further escalate the situation. We wanted to de-escalate the situation, and I think our officers are more trained in de-escalation, not because we were just born that way, but because we just went through a consent decree, and our officers have been trained, and so we have a little bit more restraint, and I think that's important. When people are frustrated, they're angry, that we have to show a kind of prolonged level of restraint to individuals to express themselves, even emotionally express themselves. We even have a freedom of speech policy training that we do that allows us officers to understand that they're not supposed to arrest people simply because they're saying something that they don't like.
Mayor, Lauren Dew with News 12 New Jersey. Delaney Hall, what's happening here is getting a lot of attention, not only in New Jersey, nationally. People are watching on social media. What's your main message to everyone this afternoon?
Well, what's happening in Delaney Hall is happening around the country. And people should know that there have been people on the ground here in front of Delaney Hall every single day before it even opened. I came to a couple of those protests. There were people out here for over a year without incident. Without being thrown into the street, without being slammed to the ground, without tear gas and fires. None of that took place, which means people know how to peacefully protest. It was happening. I think it was escalated the minute ICE showed up on the scene. They created this kind of escalation that took place that we have not recovered from until last night. And that's the reality of the matter. I know that because when I was here and was arrested, it was escalated by them then. So I know that there's a history of escalation. And so what we have to understand as elected officials and activists is that we can't have the attention turned to the escalation that's going on outside and away from what's happening in the property. Because our real reason for being out here is to make sure Delaney Hall is closed. And all the attention is on violence takes us away from detainees who the overwhelming majority of the detainees are not criminals. You know, they some of them have even been to court and was arrested at their hearing, right? So to me, that's problematic, right? And it's contrary to what we express to the world as what the United States is supposed to be. Bring us your tired, your huddled masses. This is what we're supposed to be. People come here for a reason, right? And we are supposed to be the bastion of democracy and freedom for around the world. Yes.
Hey, excuse me, Mayor. This is Michael Warren with W.
She was next. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Then I'll go over here.
Sorry, Mayor. Just a question. You said that Tom Holman said he would send in 31 tactical agents. Was this an ultimatum when the governor?
No, it wasn't an ultimatum. He was actually speaking like it was already happening, and it may have. I'm not sure if they started or whatever. And you know, that kind of discussion obviously creates urgency, and I think that is the atmosphere, and I think that where the governor thought it was necessary to act, because obviously we don't want tactical units all up and down. I don't want them in the city, and we don't want them in the state. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mayor. Can you clarify, did you say the state government is prepared to enter the lawsuit if the health inspectors are not allowed access to that?
Yeah, we've had discussions with the state, and they have told us that they are interested in being a party to our larger lawsuit, yes.
Okay, just one more. The federal government is not going to be named in this action. Can you explain why not?
I can't hear you.
The federal government's not going to be named in this action at this point. Can you explain why not?
Right, because the action is actually against the GEO Group, which is a private facility. Right, because our objective is... Our objective here is our generator died.
Chris on. Try now.
Okay. Our objective is to close the building, right? And the people that have the greatest ability to close the building is the GEO Group. That's a private organization. They have a contract with the government, with HSI, to house detainees. This was a halfway house prior to what it is today. It was a halfway house for people who were returning home from incarceration. They changed the use of this property. By virtue of the fact that they changed the use triggers a variance. They have to go to the zoning board and have community meetings like any other building in the state. They bypassed that process. They limited inspections, which by virtue of that does not give them the right to be open, right? And now the health and human safety issues that we're hearing, the state has the ability to go in. The state health director, the city's health director has the ability to go in like they would be going to any other building. If there was a nursing home in the state of New Jersey that we know about, and we have these complaints, where residents die in a nursing home and somebody has died in there, in a nursing home, if there were people who were having miscarriages, if people were complaining about food, the health department would be in those buildings immediately and working to shut them down. The only thing that is preventing that from happening here is a contract that they have that they're shielding themselves with. And, you know, our judges seem to be comfortable with allowing them to do that, and we're going to continue to press forward to move that obstruction out of our way so we can do what we're supposed to do in Delaney Hall.
Here, Isabel Peralta Hill with Telemundo. Does any of your decision have anything to do with the visit of Tom Hoffman here during the weekend?
The visit of what?
Tom Hoffman?
My decision? No.
Like the design area for protesters or the curfew?
No.
He said that he came here, he talked to local authorities.
He did.
And he said that on Fox, and that he got a lot of the things that he asked for.
Right, but not from us. Let me just make that clear. But in fact, he asked us to do things that we refused to do. But ultimately, our decisions, us being out in front of Delaney Hall, has nothing to do with Tom Homan. He indirectly, he is advocating for this, which we are opposed to. But directly, we came out here before Tom Homan even got this position, right? Or was sent here. We've been out here, as I stated, for over a year. Protesters have been out here for over a year. So that's clear to me. The curfew was put in place because of the violence that took place in this area. Because fires that was set, there was tires burning right where you stand in the middle of the street. There were people being pushed into moving traffic. That was happening. People were being hit with batons. Tear gas was flying in the area. We decided, with the consent of the state government, to set up a curfew in this area. We decided it would be limited, and based on what happens this evening, honestly, I want to pull the curfew tonight, right? But either we'll continue it tonight and end it tomorrow, or end it tonight. But it will not continue past this week.
Phil Tate with WABC. Just one question. You said that you're looking forward to seeing that curfew being lifted, these potential zones also being removed. What plan is to put into place if we are to see similar scenes like we have over the past week? What exactly is that plan?
Well, we're prayerful that those things don't happen, and I'm angry that you even spoken into existence, brother. but it's all good. But that's a right question. We are going to have our folks out here. We're going to have our community teams out here. Our street teams out here. Most of them are not police officers. These people will be out here talking to the crowd, doing what's necessary. Our clergy, our community activists, to engage with folks in this community. Some of them who are part of the protest, who are just as angry as everybody else, in fact. And I want to tell people, the overwhelming majority, I would say 99.9% of the people who come down here to protest did not come down here to attack ICE. They did not come down here to fight with police.